receivers for the visiting Willoughby South Rebels. Number 1, Zach LaPouf. Number 2, Jonathan Hughes. Number 4, Dylan Caruso. Number 15, Ron Hartsfield. Number 20, Jeff Evans. Head coach for Willoughby South, Roy Involving Jr. Assistant coach, Roy Involving Sr.
Cardinal TV. We have an exciting matchup of non-conference teams here. High school basketball being brought to you. Mentor High School playing the Willoughby South Rebels. Mentor coming in with a disappointing 5-7 record, just coming off a loss the previous evening as well. They went on the road and suffered a defeat to the hands of the Medina Bees, 77-72. So they're looking to rebound tonight against South. South comes into this game with a 6-4 record on the season. This is Mentor's 4th home game of the year. Mentor has a 2-1 record so far at home. Victory versus Painesville Riverside and last week against Strongsville. The only home defeat come to that first game of the season as they went up against Shaker Heights and the Red Raiders. Mentor with the early turnover here. The ball goes to the hands of the South Rebels. No score on the board, 7:48 to play in the first quarter. Coach Roy Infalvi Jr. for the South Rebels. His father is the assistant coach, Roy Infalvi Sr. Willoughby South, number 4, Dylan Caruso passing the ball around, and number 14, Braun Hartfield. Dylan Caruso, ball goes inside. Number 20 for the South Rebels, Jeff Navulis with the missed shot. Cards fight for the board, but the Rebels end up with it. Hartfield with the ball. Going to pass it around to Hughes. Hughes almost got in trouble, gives it over to Caruso. Caruso finds a wide open LaPouf. Banks it in for the first score of the game. The Rebels take the 2-0 lead. Going to be an early timeout called by the Mentor Cardinals. 7:09 remaining in the first quarter of play. Going to take a very early timeout here. Cardinals again this evening without Kyle Hagee. Suffered a concussion-like symptoms in the victory this past week on Tuesday versus Garfield Heights and the Bulldogs. We were expecting that Hagee may have been back this evening, but he's not going to be in play. So Andrew Valeri, the sophomore guard, ended up getting the start for the Cardinals this evening. Joined in the starting lineup with Joey Zog, Connor Krasanzik, Cade McClure, and Caleb Potter. Krasanzik looking to push the ball up the court, gives it over to Potter. Potter looking to penetrate into the lane, puts it up, and it's going to bounce on in, gets the shooter's roll to tie up the ball game. 2-2, 6:52 remaining in the first quarter. South bringing the ball up the court. Hartfield going to pass the ball around to Hughes. Hughes swings it over to LaPouf. LaPouf over to Hartfield, going to put the ball up, and he's going to miss. McClure with the strong board over to Krasanzik, looking to push the ball. looking to penetrate as well, taking it to the hole. Missed the layup. It's going to go back in the hands of the South Rebels. Game tied up, 2 points apiece. 6:30 remaining in the first quarter of play. Reminder, you can watch us Cardinal TV, Mentor, Ohio on the YouTube channel. Or if you have Time Warner Cable in Mentor, you can check us out on channel number 96. And you can check the website for your local listings. South puts up the ball. Going to be just off. Caleb Potter looking to push the ball up for the Cardinals. Going to slow it down a little bit, get some help. Valeri swinging it around. McClure got penetration down low, draws the foul. Cade's going to go to the line for 2. 6:06 remaining in the first quarter. 2 points apiece. The Cards and the Rebels. Looks like we're going to get an early arrival in the game for Nick Filler. The senior guard for the Cardinals, coming on early. Krasancic's going to go to the bench. Cade McClure at the free throw stripe. Again, the Cardinals, this is just their 4th home game out of the season, and they have a 2-1 record. Micah Potter looks like he's about to check in the game as well. The 6'9" center is going to come in for McClure. McClure splits the pair of free throw attempts, but the Cardinals get the 3-2 lead. The JV game found the Mentor Cardinals beating Willoughby 67-45. Good victory for Coach Walukas and the JV squad. South with a quick bucket. 4-3, the Rebels take the lead, and they're going to pick up full court pressure. Valeri looking to push the ball up to Filler, and they're going to say he went out of bounds. Nick Filler getting some early action here for the Cards. Ends up having the early turnover as well. 5:48 remaining in the first quarter of play. South with a 1-point advantage. Hartfield looking to inbound the ball. Trying to get some help, gives it over to Caruso. Caruso being pressured a little bit. Filler. South struggling to get the ball across midcourt. Hughes with the ball. Nice pass inside for the cutting Jeff Navulis, who gets the easy bucket for the Rebs. 6-3, the Rebs take the lead. Valeri looking to push the ball for the Cards, so he's going to pass it over to Filler. Joey Zog. Caleb Potter. Looking for some penetration here. Oh, when he got swatted. Jeff Navulis. Some good defense for the Rebs. It's going to remain Cardinals ball. Again, the Cardinals with 9 road games so far in this young season. It's really struggling on the road. They have a 3-6 road record, and they've really played some tough competition. Again, this is a back-to-back game after losing last night, playing at Medina. Valeri getting the start this evening. Looking to penetrate and kick it around to Zog. Zog over to Caleb Potter. Caleb looking inside to Zog for the layup. And the Cardinals back on the board. Down by 1 point now, 6-5, the Rebs with the advantage. 4:50 remaining in the first quarter. As the Cards looking to put some pressure. Nick Filler plays some tough defense, put some pressure on Caruso. Caruso's got the ball for the Rebs. Caruso on the pick and roll, gives it over to Lapou. Lapou puts it up and he drains it. Hitting a 3-pointer for the Rebs. 4:30 remaining in the first quarter. Caleb Potter looking to penetrate to Filler, going to fill it up with the 3. Off, but good follow on his own shot. Valeri faked it, passed it over to Potter, who's going to put up a 3. Just shy on that. Came up short. Dylan Caruso around his back, looking to push the ball for the Rebs. And here's Lapou, spotting up for a 3. Came up short this time. Joey Zog looking to push in the other direction for the Cards. Caleb Potter pulls up for the spot up 3, and he's off. Filler showing some hustle, but he couldn't save the ball. Going to go back to the hands of the Rebs. The Rebels with a 4-point advantage, 9-5. 4 minutes exactly remaining in the first quarter of play. Again, the Cards without the services of Kyle Hagee. 2 nights in a row with concussion-like symptoms that he suffered in the victory at Garfield Heights this past Tuesday. Cards putting some pressure, looking for some turnovers. Got their hands in there, but it's going to go out of bounds, but it's going to remain Rebels ball. That was Doug Burks with the penetration for the Rebels before losing control after the good hands by the Cards. We're going to get Connor Krasanzik back in the game and Cade McClure as well. Filler and Micah Potter going to be going to the bench. And also Kyle McIntosh going to be checking in for Joey Zog. 3:53 remaining in the first quarter of play. Schedule does not get any easier for the Cards. Coming up on January the 24th, they're going to have another home game against Garfield Heights. They just beat them this past Tuesday in Garfield Heights in a nice victory for the Cardinals, but going to be having to face them here on the Cardinals home court in a few days. And then after that, on January the 26th at the Dougford Diabetes Showcase at Canton Walsh University, they're going to be facing the Division IV state champs from last season, the Villa Angela St. Joseph Vikings. Is Valeri in the game, looking to push the ball, going to hand it off to Cade McClure. Cade McClure getting guarded, top of the key, looking to penetrate himself. The 6'7" forward gets it in there for the layup. Pulls the Cards within 2 points. Full court press again for the Cards. Rebels breaking it. They're going to push the ball, swinging around a little bit. Good hands by Connor Krasanzik, but it's going to remain Rebels ball. Again, the Rebels come into this game with a positive record. 6-4 is their record on this early season. Our Mentor Cardinals with a 5-7 record, hoping to inch their way back towards a 500 record, but again, it's going to have some stiff competition coming up here. Following that game versus Villa Angela St. Joseph at Walsh University, January 31st, they're going to be at Shaker Heights, the Red Raiders. That's where Cardinals played the first game of the season here in Mentor, and they suffered a loss. So you know that's going to be a tough game versus Shaker Heights. February 1st, they're going to be playing Jacksonville, Florida, Arlington Country Day of the Apaches, as they're going to be out of town once again. The Cards going to be in Huntington, West Virginia. 3:02 remaining in the first quarter of play. Cards down 11-7. Doug Burks for South, number 25, is going to get assessed with the technical foul. Caleb Potter standing alone at the free throw line to shoot that technical foul. Drains the first one, stepping to the line for the second one. And the senior calmly drops it. Caleb Potter with 4 points on the evening. Cards find themselves down by 2 points, and they're going to get the ball back here. Krasanzik looking to inbound the ball. He's going to give it over to Valeri. Valeri running the point. The sophomore guard for the Cards. Getting pressured by number 2, Jonathan Hughes for the Rebs. Gives it over to Caleb Potter. Back to Valeri. Cade McClure, the top of the key, looking to find his man inside. Gives it over to Valeri. He's going to put up the 3, but good rebound by McClure. Grabs the board, puts it up, puts it in, ties the ball game at 11 apiece. 2:35 remaining in the first quarter of play. And the Rebels breaking that pressure. Good rip by Valeri, though, looking to push the ball. Almost losing control, but he finds Kyle McIntosh standing alone at the three-point line, coming up short on that three-point attempt. Dylan Caruso for the Rebs, looking to turn the ball in the other direction. Jonathan Hughes surveying the territory as he's being pressured by Caleb Potter. Hughes looking to penetrate, he's going to pull up, and he's going to miss on that jumper. Krasanzik with a nice rebound, looking to push that ball. Cade McClure all alone for the three-point shot, and that's going to go out of bounds. Game all tied up at 11 apiece, 1:53 remaining in the first quarter of play. We're going to get a couple subs coming in for the Cardinals. Michael Orr's coming in the game. Michael Hour's in the game, and Joey Zog comes back in as well. Rebels again breaking that pressure defense. Dylan Caruso over to number 20, Jeff Navulis. Joey Zog showing the pressure on Caruso. Over to Hughes. Hughes going to swing it around to Shoneman. Over to number 1, Lapou. Drawing some contact, but they're going to say traveling violation on the Rebs, so it's going to give the ball back to the Cardinals with 1:33 remaining in the first quarter of play. Game all tied up. Kyle McIntosh looking to inbound the ball. This evening's actually Mentor Basketball Association night. So we had a lot of the youth teams here in attendance. A pretty good crowd here on hand, and you figured it would be with two of the local teams playing each other, Mentor versus Willoughby.
Fouls on South, number 4, Russo is first personal, team's third.
And that's the third foul in the evening for the Rebels. Only one foul so far tonight for the Cards. 1:23 remaining in the first quarter. Cade McClure puts it up, puts it in. Cards take the lead, 13-11. Hughes with the ball, slowing it down a little bit, trying to gather himself. Swings it over to number 5, Shoneman, coming up short. Krzyzanczyk with a nice board. Leading the charge for the Cards. Swinging it around, Joey Zog going to pull up for the 3, going to miss it. But nice rebound by Michael Hours. Over to Krzyzanczyk, faking that three-point attempt, but he's going to pull it in for a closer shot, and he's going to drain that shot. 15-11 the Cards with the 4-point advantage. Inside 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Ooh. Good hands by the Cards, but they're going to say got a little bit too aggressive on there. Going to call foul. Second foul in the quarter for the Cardinals. 15-11, the Cards with the advantage. South looking to inbound the ball. Hughes with the dribble penetration. Hartfield actually is with the ball. He's going to give it over to number 5, Shoneman. Looking inside to LePou. LePou with the bucket. Pulls the Rebs to within 2 points. 15-13. The Cards with the advantage. Krzyzanczyk with the dribble. Going to back it out a little bit. 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. The Cards with that 2-point lead, hoping to add on some more before the end of the first quarter of play. Cade McClure losing control of the ball, though. Giving it over to the Rebels inside 10 seconds. Hughes inside 5 seconds of play in the first quarter. He's going to have to give it over to LePou. LePou's going to put it up, and he's going to miss that. So we end up with the 15-13 advantage for the Mentor Cardinals over the visiting Willoughby South Rebels here. Pete Stark, Cardinal TV. Since we last joined you last Friday with the Cardinals' victory over Strongsville, Coach Krzyzanczyk did pick up another victory, though. That game Tuesday against Garfield Heights marked victory number 534 in a career for Bob Krzyzanczyk. Now he's ranked 28th all-time with 534 victories. The Rebels had a wide-open three-point attempt, but they fell short on that. 15-13, the Cards with the advantage. Valeri looking to pass the ball around, gives it over to Cade McClure. McClure looking to dribble, penetrate, the size advantage, but missed the layup, but gets the ball back, puts it up, puts it in. McClure, 17-13, the Cards with the lead. Braun Hartfield for the Rebels being pressured, being trapped, and they call a timeout. Coach Falvey Jr. calling a TO for the Rebs, felt the pressure. Braun Hartfield was getting trapped over there, nearly turned the ball over. The Rebels call that timeout just in the nick of time. Again, you can check us out whether you're watching us possibly at Cardinal TV, Mentor, Ohio on the YouTube channel, or you can also check us out if you have Time Warner Cable, channel number 96. Again, check our website for your local listings of when the games are going to be on. 17-13, though the Cardinals, second quarter of play, have the advantage over the visiting Willoughby South Rebs. Cards fell back a little bit in the rankings, though. Plain dealer top 25. The Cards are not even ranked at this point with that 5-7 record, and the Ohio Associated Press, they also fell out of the rankings that they were previously in last week. The News Herald, top of the crop, though, finds VASJ ranked top in the area, and the Mentor Cardinals still ranked second, so still seeing some respect with the squad that the Cards have, because you know they do have a nice team. Just Having a rough start to the season, hoping to turn it around. Joey Zog looking to penetrate. It's going to remain Cardinals ball. The Rebels player got their hand on it. 6:37 remaining in the half. Cards with the 4-point advantage, looking to add on to that. Krasanzik looking to inbound the ball. Gives it over to Valeri at the point. But Connor's going to get the ball back. Caleb Potter looking for an open man. Going to give it over to Krasanzik. Krasanzik will be playing football next year for the University of Cincinnati. Caleb Potter, West Virginia baseball recruit, takes the ball in and just missed the layup, looking for a foul, talking to the ref as he runs back on defense. Get back on defense, Caleb. The Rebs miss a 3-point attempt. Micah Potter with a nice board, kicks it over to Valeri. Valeri up the court, looking to push it, looking to take it, looking to draw the foul, and he drew that foul. Andrew Valeri with a nice take. The sophomore guard getting the start tonight, taking advantage of that additional playing time, stepping to that free throw line, looking to get his first points on the evening, and looking to give the Cards more of an advantage. We have a 17-13 lead, a 4-point advantage to this juncture of the game, and Valeri misses that first free throw. Stepping to the line for the second free throw is Andrew Valeri. And he drains that one. So 1 point on the evening for Andrew. The Rebels under pressure. In a little bit of trouble here. Looking for some help, and he got some help. Passing ball off number 22, Keontae Banks. And the ball goes out of bounds. Going to give the ball over to the Cards. 5:48 remaining in a half. Cards with a 5-point lead. Joey Zog looking to inbound the ball, and the Rebels picking up the Cards with full court pressure. Andrew Valeri running the point. Surveying the area. Looking to get some dribble penetration. Kicks it out to Caleb Potter for the three. Caleb misses the three, and the Rebels on the run in the other direction. Valeri reaching his hands in there, picking up the foul, but stopping up a potential layup by the Rebs. It's going to be the first foul in the evening for Valeri. Cards with the 5-point lead. Find the Rebels at the line, looking to draw closer. And that's Doug Burks, the sophomore, 6'2" guard for the Rebs at the line. Rebs down by 4. Dylan Caruso looking to come back in the game, number 4 for the Rebels. And Burks hits that second free throw as well, drawing the Rebels to within 3 points, 18-15. The Cards with the advantage. Joey Zog looking to inbound the ball. He's going to give it over to Andrew Valeri. Valeri looking for some help. Going to get a pick from Micah Potter. And they're going to call that foul on the Cards. Kyle McIntosh going to be coming into the game here for the Cards. Andrew Valeri going to go take a seat on the bench. 5:28 remaining in a half. Ball back in the hands of the Rebs. Rebs could possibly tie it up on his possession with a 3-pointer. Number 45 for the Reb puts up the shot. That was Brian Teskey. Micah Potter with the rebound. And they're going to call a foul on the Rebs. Micah Potter really being harassed after he got that rebound. Number 22, that was Keontae Banks, the junior, 6'3", 170 for the Rebels on the foul. Joey Zog again looking to inbound the ball for the Cards. Cards looking to improve on that 3-point advantage. Krasanzik going to bring the ball up. Dylan Caruso trying to check him on defense. Krasanzik with some nice penetration. Kicks it out to Kyle McIntosh, who puts it in for the 3. 21-15, the Cards with a 6-point advantage. McIntosh with a nice shot after just checking in the game. Dylan Caruso for the Rebels, looking to penetrate on the other end of play, and it's going to be a turnover for the Rebs. Pass intended for Brian Teskey, the sophomore, tallest man on the Rebel squad at 6'5". As that ball went out of bounds. Cardinals again with a decisive size advantage this night. Cade McClure, 6'7", Micah Potter, 6'9", and on down the line. Cade McClure pushing the ball. Caleb Potter wide open at the top of the key for a three. Drains it for the Cards. 24-15, 9-point lead for the Cards. 7 points on the night for Caleb Potter, the senior. Draining that three after he's wide open. That's what you got to do. He had nobody in sight. Calmly stepped back and knocked down that three-pointer for the Cards. 24-15. Timeout on the floor. 3 fouls in the first half of play for the Cardinals, 5 for the Rebels. 2 more and they'll find themselves in the bonus. Again, Coach Roy Falvey Jr., the head coach for the South Rebels. His father, Roy Falvey Sr., the assistant coach as well. So father and son combination with the coaching reins for the South Rebs as they're visiting the Mentor Cardinals here this evening. Again, this is Mentor Basketball Association night. A lot of the youth teams on hand for the festivities, and a real good crowd on hand on both sides of the court. The South contingent as well as the Cardinal faithful. Again, the Cardinals with that recognition of Mentor Basketball Association night. Appreciation for the 2013 Cardinal State Division I championship team. They were ranked #1 with Max Preps after their final state poll last year. #1 offense in the state of Ohio last year. #1 in the state in the Massey ratings. Number 25 in the country in the USA Today poll after winning that state crown last year in Division I in the state of Ohio. Rebels passing the ball around. Number 25, Doug Burks, looking inside. Threw it over the head of his intended receiver, Jeff Navulis. Cardinals with the turnover in their hands. Joey Zog inbounding the ball. Cade McClure, 9-point advantage for the Cardinals. Cardinals passing the ball around. Joey Zog, Caleb Potter, he's feeling it. Nice penetration. But he's going to end up with turnover over to the Rebels. Dylan Caruso pushing the ball, putting it up. Wild shot, but it drops it in. 24-17, Caruso. That's his first bucket on the night. Caleb Potter being pressured a little bit by Zach Lapou. Finding Cade McClure inside, kicking it out. Joey Zog for the three, up and in. 27-17, the Cards with a 10-point advantage. Dylan Caruso, though, pressuring the ball on the other end. Nearly got a layup, but he missed that. Kyle McIntosh pushing the ball for the Cards. Kicking it out to Caleb Potter, going to pull up for the three. Going to be off, but Cade McClure with a strong board, the 6'7" forward for the Cardinals, going up and getting that rebound. Looking to bring it back inside. Drawing the foul. Getting a little bit chippy here on the floor. Number 20 for the Cardinals and number 20 for the Rebels. 6'3", Jeff Navulis. And 6'7", Cade McClure. Getting into it a little bit, but McClure is going to step to the line for a couple free throws. That's a 6th foul on the first half for the Rebels. One more and they'll be in a bonus. McClure steps to the line and he drains that first free throw. Connor Krasanzik's going to come back in the game for Michael Ors. 28-17, the Cards with the 11-point lead. 10 points on the night for Cade McClure. Looking to shoot the second of 2 free throws. We're also going to get Valeri and Micah Potter coming in the game. Cade McClure hits both of those free throws. McClure is going to go to the bench, as is Kyle McIntosh, with Micah Potter and Valeri back in the game with 3:17 remaining in a half. The Cards with the 12-point advantage. Rebels looking to inbound the ball, a lot of pressure. And Hartfield needed a little bit of help, but he finally got it there. Number 5, Shauneman, going to pull up, going to bank it in for the bucket for the Rebs. 29-19, Cards with a 10-point advantage. 3 minutes of play in the first half. Valeri passing it over to Krasanzik. Krasanzik surveying the territory. The quarterback for the Cardinals this past season when they went to the state championship game before losing to Archbishop Moeller out of Cincinnati down at Canton Fawcett Stadium. Micah Potter giving it over to Caleb Potter for the deep three. Caleb Potter, 32-19, the Cards. 10 points on the night for Caleb. He was in nearly NBA range with that 3-point attempt. The Rebels going to pick up a charging foul. Offensive foul on the Rebs is the call. Jeff Navulis getting a little bit out of control. Good defense by the Cardinals. McIntosh coming in the game. Caleb Potter is going to have a seat. 2:26 remaining in a half. 32-19. The Cards with the advantage. Nick Filler in the game as well. Valeri looking to push the ball. Rebs got their hands on it. McIntosh going to give it over to Valeri. Valeri trying to penetrate. Connor Krasanzik going to pull up for the three-point attempt, and he's going to drain that three-pointer. Krasanzik dropping the three. 2 minutes remaining in a half. 35-19. Cards with the lead. That's 5 points on the evening for number 5, Connor Krasanzik. The unorthodox shot that he puts up, but he drained that three-point attempt. 7 fouls in the first half for the Rebels. Cards are in the bonus situation. 158 and a half. 35-19 the Cardinals. Number 5, Nick Shoneman, the junior forward for the Rebels, looking to inbound the ball. Gives it over to Zach Lapou. Zach Lapou over to Jonathan Hughes. Rebels kind of nonchalant, trying to get the ball across half court, cutting it close on a couple of these occasions. Nick Shoneman giving it over to Jonathan Hughes, the senior guard for the Rebels, looking inside to Lapou. Lapou over to Shoneman. Shoneman going to draw a foul. Nick Filler with the foul. The senior guard for the Cards going to pick up his first foul on the evening. Just over a minute and a half remaining in the first half of play. 35-19, the Cards with a sizable advantage. Joey Zog looking to check back in for the Cards. Kyle McIntosh going to have a seat. 5 fouls in the first half of play for the Cardinals. And the Cards are in the bonus situation since the Rebs have 7 fouls now. Getting a little bit aggressive here, but they're going to say that's South Rebel ball. Nick Shoneman going to look to inbound it here. The junior forward for the Rebels. Going to pass it over to Hartfield. Going to pull up for the shot, and he's going to drain that shot. 35-21, Cards with the 14-point lead. Connor Krasanzik, nice pass inside, the wild shot, but it goes in. That's Ian Tenku. Ian Tenku just checked into the game and just drops that bucket, but a real nice find by the quarterback for the football team, Krasanzik. Nick Filler putting on the pressure on defense. He's going to pick up another foul. Braun Hartfield drawing the foul for the Rebs. Going to get Kyle McIntosh and Cade McClure checking back in the game. Nick Filler is going to go on the bench, and Ian Tenku is going to have a seat as well. Cards with the 16-point advantage, 37-21. Cards now have 6 fouls in the first half. The next one will be a bonus situation for the Rebels. Braun Hartfield giving it over to Nick Shoneman. Shoneman is going to throw that ball out of bounds. Going to give the ball over to the Cardinals. Inside a minute to play in the first half. High point man Cade McClure with the ball in his hands, bringing the ball up the court. Putting pressure on that Rebel defense. Caleb Potter handing it off. Connor Krasanzik pulling up. Missing that three-point attempt. It's going to be an over-the-back foul. Joey Zog for the Cards. It's going to be a 1-and-1 shooting situation. The Rebs find themselves in the bonus. 47.5 seconds remaining in a half. 37-21. The Cards, 16-point lead. So Jonathan Hughes, the senior guard for the South Rebels, going to step to the line for the 1-and-1 situation. Cardinals looking to inch closer to that 500 mark on the season. Krasanzik pushing the ball up the court. Going to give it over to Cade McClure. Caleb Potter thought about it. He's thinking about it again. He's going to pull up for that three. Coming up short. Half a minute remaining in the first half of play. The Rebels, good hands there by Connor Krasanzik. Nearly got the steal, but couldn't save it from going out of bounds. Going to remain on the Rebels side of the court. 28.3 seconds remaining in the half. Nick Shoneman looking to inbound the ball as we're going to get Andrew Valeri checking back in for Krasanzik, who's going to have a seat here for probably the remainder of the half. Shoneman give it over to LePou. LePou over to Hartfield. Dribble penetration, going to put it up. Missed that layup. 20 seconds remaining in the half. Valeri going to slow it down a little bit. Going to wait for the last shot of the half. Cards with a 16-point lead. Jonathan Hughes putting the pressure on Valeri. Valeri looking for a pick, possibly Cade McClure. Going to be a turnover. Rebels ball. Rebels on the run. 3, 2 seconds. Going to put it up. Jonathan Hughes nearly banked it in. The Cardinals going to go to the half with the big lead, 37-21, over to visiting Willoughby South Rebels. Pete Stark, Cardinal TV. We'll see you for the second half of play. The Cards, 16-point lead, halftime. Getting ready to start the second half of play. Mentor with a 37-21 lead. High point man for the Cardinals, Cade McClure with 11. Caleb Potter just behind him with 10 points. High point man for the visiting Willoughby South Rebels, number 1, Zach LePou. 6'1" senior for the Rebs. Joey Zog looking to inbound the ball, gives it over to Caleb Potter. Caleb Potter, again the baseball recruit for West Virginia, gives it over to the Louisville baseball recruit, Cade McClure. Over to Joey Zog. Joey Zog over to Connor Krasanzik. Cade McClure puts it up. Got his own rebound. Tips it over to Joey Zog. Drains the 3. Waiting for the call from the referee here. They are going to say that the basket is good. 40-21, the Cards with the 19-point lead. Joey Zog draining the 3. 8 points on the night. Cards with the full court pressure on the Rebels. Giving it over to Dylan Caruso. Dylan Caruso pushing the ball up to LePou. LePou, he's off. Connor Krasanzik looking to push it for the Cards. 7:27 in the third quarter. Taking it all the way to the hole. Putting it up, putting it in, getting the foul. He'll step to the line. Look to finish off a 3-point play opportunity. 7 points on the night for Connor Krasanzik. 42-21. 21-point lead for the Cards, doubling up the Rebs here at home. 23, Nick Filler making an early appearance in the second half of play. Coach Krasanzik pulling Andrew Valeri off to the side, his young sophomore point guard, talking things over with him a bit. And Connor Krasanzik does finish off that 3-point play for the Cards. 43-21, the Cardinals, 22-point lead over the South Rebs. Dylan Caruso over to Jonathan Hughes for the Rebs. Guarded by 6'7", Cade McClure. Big size advantage, almost a foot taller. Inside, LePou found himself wide open for the bucket. 43-23. Rebs with the basket. Dylan Caruso found himself down after that pick by Cade McClure. Caleb Potter with the penetration in the paint, putting it up. Nice rebound by McClure. Tried to put back and missed it, getting his hands in there, going the Rebels' direction. 20-point advantage for the Cards early in the second half of play. 6:45 remaining in the third quarter. Going to be number 14, Braun Hartfield, sophomore, 6'1" for the Rebs, looking to inbound it. Gives it over to Jonathan Hughes, to Dylan Caruso. Caruso over to LePou. Back to Caruso. Caruso with the dribble penetration. Nick Filler is going to end up getting another foul. That's his third foul in the evening. And Coach Krasanzik's going to send Andrew Valeri back in the game, probably to sub out for Nick Filler. Filler not looking too happy at all after being called for that foul. Dylan Caruso going to be stepping to the line. The senior guard, also a football standout for the South Rebs. Going to miss that first free throw. Caruso with 2 points on the evening, looking to add to that total. Cardinals up by 20 points early in the second half of play. Caruso missed them both. Giving the ball over to Connor Krasanzik. Krasanzik pushing the ball up the court, looking to take it to the 10. Picked up the foul, though. Came close to getting another 3-point play, but missed that layup. But he's going to be going back to the line. Krasanzik with 8 points on the night. Krasanzik had a Big night the other night when they faced off at Garfield Heights for that big 74-66 win at Garfield Heights. Krzanzik ended up with 26 points, 18 in the third quarter, and he's starting out this third quarter hot as well. After having that three-point play, stepping back to the line after some strong dribble penetration where he drew the foul. But he missed that bucket in that 1-and-1 free throw situation, so the Rebels are going to be taking it the other direction. 21-point lead for the Cards. Jonathan Hughes giving it over to number 20, Jeff Navulis. Navulis over to Lapou. Good hands by Krzanzik. That ball's going to go all the way to the other end. Picked up by the Menor cheerleader. Going to give it over to the Rebels. 5:57 remaining in the third quarter. Cards with the 21-point advantage. Micah Potter checking in the game, the 6'9" center for the Cards. He's only a sophomore, so we'll be seeing him for a few more years. Be fun to see what his height's going to be at by the time he ends his Menor basketball career, as the Rebels end up picking up the quick bucket. Cards going pretty fast in the other direction, though. Caleb Potter at the top, looking for a clear out against Lapou. Going to swing it around the other direction to Joey Zog. Back to Potter. Going to give it over to Michael Hours, who's just checked into the game, along with Micah Potter, who has the ball right now. The big man inside, going to put it up, going to put it in. That's his first bucket on the night, Micah Potter. And the Rebs looking to go the other direction. Nick Schoeneman giving it over to number 20, Jeff Navulis. Jonathan Hughes. Schoeneman was calling for it. He's going to put it up. He's going to put it in. Hitting that three-pointer for the Rebs. 46-28, the Cards with the advantage. Andrew Valeri bringing the ball up the court for the Cardinals. Giving it over to Joey Zog, who spotted up for that three. You're going to miss that three-point attempt. So the Rebels looking to quickly go in the other direction. Turning the ball over. Braun Hartfield throwing it out of bounds as he was looking for Nick Schoeneman. Schoeneman was looking likely to spot up again for another three-pointer. 46-28, the Cards with the advantage. 4:41 remaining in the third quarter. Andrew Valeri bringing the ball up, guarded by Jonathan Hughes. Dribble penetration, kicking it out to Caleb Potter. Caleb bringing it in strong. Rebs in the other direction. Nice find for Lapou for the layup. He may have thought he was fouled too, but a nice find and a nice put in for the Rebs. Cards quickly in the other direction. Caleb Potter looking to put some pressure on. Putting it up, putting it in, drawing the foul. The strong put back. 12 points on the night for Caleb Potter as he's going to step to the line. Got fouled, but still muscled it up and put it in. Cade McClure is going to check back in for Micah Potter. And also Mr. Energy, Nick Sadika, coming in the game too. For Michael Hours, going to have a seat. Krzanzik's also with the scorers table, probably be coming in shortly for the Cards as well. 48-30, 18-point advantage for the Rebs. Caleb Potter does finish off that three-point play. And Krzanzik does come in the game for Caleb Potter. 49-30, the Cards with the lead. Nick Schoeneman under pressure, just kind of threw it up there. Lucky he didn't turn that ball over, but the Rebs on the run. Jonathan Hughes, the point guard, looking for a pick. Jeff Navulis gives it to him, and he's going to, Jonathan Hughes, pull up as he drove into the lane. Andrew Valeri on the run, on the move, giving it to Cade McClure. And the Cards with the turnover. Going to be going back in the hands of the Rebs. 49-30, the Cards with the 19-point advantage. 2 fouls in the second half of play for the Menor Cardinals, 3 for the Rebs. Nick Schoeneman from the sideline looking to inbound the ball. Getting frustrated there, just throws it off the foot of Cade McClure. Didn't have anybody open, so he threw it it off the Cardinal player to reset it. 3:53 remaining in the third quarter. Just kind of throws it up for grabs. Jeff Navulis ends up with it. Somehow ends up banking that sucker in. He had a couple Cardinal defenders on him. Connor Krasanzik's going to bring the ball up the court. Satika in the game. Also Valeri. Connor Krasanzik, number 5, going to give it over to Satika. Mr. Energy going to bring it in the paint. Going to miss that easy layup. But he ends up with it. He's always showing that energy. Getting his hands on the ball and putting that bucket in there. Satika, 2 points on the night. 51-32 the Cards. Number 3, Valeri's going to pick up that foul for the Cardinals. So the foul count is all even up between these two squads in the second half of play. 3 fouls apiece. 3:19 remaining in the third quarter of play. Caden McClure, the 6'7" forward for the Cards, putting the pressure on Shoneman, who's trying to inbound the ball. Just barely got the ball off. Gave it over to Jonathan Hughes, who's pushing it up the court for the running Rebs. For the alley-oop jam. Nice play. Jeff Navulis with the one-handed alley-oop connection for the Rebs. Getting the South contingent a little bit excited over here. Find their team down, but got some excitement on that connection. Paul Satika's going to have a seat on the bench. Michael Hours coming back in. It's Valeri looking to push the ball up the court. Giving a little bit more energy to the Rebels following that alley-oop connection. Joey Zog, dribble penetration, kicking out the counter. Krasanzik going to pull it up. Going to miss that shot, but good hustle by Michael Hours. Zach LePew get a little bit aggressive on defense there, picking up that foul. That's his second foul of the game. 4th for the Rebs in the second half of play. LePew, the high point man for the Rebs with 15. 51-34, the Cards with the advantage. Joey Zog looking to inbound the ball. Find a counter Krasanzik, but it's going to go off a counter and it's going to go to the hands of the Rebs. That definitely gave the Rebels an injection of energy following that alley-oop play. They got their crowd going a little bit here. Dylan Caruso fighting for the ball, ended up with it on the run. Going to give it over to Navulis. Missed that shot, but good job fouling his own attempt there. They're going to call that foul on the Cards. I think Joey Zog's going to end up with it. And that's his second foul in the evening. Again, that foul count tied back up 4 apiece. 51-34, Cards with the advantage. A little bit of momentum here all of a sudden though for the Rebs. Nick Shoneman looking to inbound the ball. Over to Navulis, the guy responsible for getting a lot of that momentum going. Sneaks in the paint, sneaks in that layup for the Rebs. 51-36, 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter play. Krasanzik looking to calm things down a little bit. Joey Zog to Valeri. Valeri to Michael Hours. Michael Hours finding Cade McClure inside for the layup. Fighting it in. High point man on the night for the Cards. 13 for Cade McClure. 53-36 the Cards with the advantage. Dylan Caruso for the Rebs. Trying to fight through some Cardinal defenders. Nick Shoneman giving it over to Hartfield. Hartfield going to pull up. He's going to come up shy. Cade McClure with the rebound. 6'7", bringing the ball up the court. Thought about a 3-point shot, but Connor Krasanzik is going to put that one up. And he's coming up shy at a 3-point attempt, but the Cards and the Rebs both fighting for the ball. They're going to call it a jump ball. See who's got the possession arrow. Possession arrow is going in favor of the Willoughby South Rebels. So Rebels ball. Caleb Potter going to check back in for Michael Hours after getting a quick break on the bench. Minute 44 remaining in the third quarter of play. 53-36. Mentor Cardinals over to visiting Willoughby South Rebs. Number 5, Nick Shoneman, the junior forward for the Rebels, looking to inbound the ball to Dylan Caruso, the senior guard, who turns the ball over. Valeri with the good hands team, giving it over to Cade McClure. Caleb Potter nearly turned the ball over for the Cards, but gathers it, gives it to the top of the key for Krasanzik. Connor's going to swing it around to Cade McClure. Dribble penetration. They're going to call that one on the cards. Offensive foul on Cade McClure. He's going to end up having to see big man Micah Potters coming in the game. 5 fouls in the second half of play for the Mentor Cardinals. Willoughby South's going to find themselves in a bonus situation after a couple more. Minute 22 remaining in the third. Nick Shoneman over to LePou. LePou's going to turn it over. Oh, Rebs end up back with it.
Fouls on the Cardinals,
Number 23, Nick Filler in the game, and quickly getting another foul. That's his 4th on the night. The senior guard getting a little bit frustrated for the Cards. Not a whole lot of minutes on the court, but picking up quite a bit of fouls. 53-36 though, the Cards still with the advantage. Nick Shoneman pulling up, missing that jumper attempt. 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Connor Krasan's going to take it all the way to the 10 for the bucket. 11 points on the night for Krasanzik. As the Rebels trying to catch the Cards sleeping a little bit, but they end up turning the ball over. Valeri in the other direction. Finding his man Filler. Caleb Potter wide open for the three-pointer, and he's coming up just shy. Hartfield with the rebound, giving it over to Shoneman, all on his own. Going to slow it down a little bit, nearly turned it over. Number 5, Shoneman, going to swing it over to Hartfield. Back to Shoneman, pulling up for the three, draining another three. 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter play. 55-39, the Cards with the 16-point lead. Rebs showing signs of life here, though, in the third quarter play. Cardinals with the possession. Calling for a quick timeout here, though, just to get things back in line. 6 fouls in the second half, 1 more, and the Rebs are going to find themselves in a bonus situation.
Stop by the Army's booth. Now, and learn more about joining America's team. They're strong.
South Rebels, Roy and Falvey Jr., head coach for the South Rebels, coming one city over to play the Mentor Cardinals.
Checking in for Willoughby South, number 25, Doug Burks.
Non-conference matchup between the South Rebels and the Mentor Cards. 55-39, Cards with that 16-point lead. Nick Filler looking to inbound the ball. Full court press by the South Rebs. Caleb Potter, though, catches that reception, looking to push the ball. Joey Zog had an opportunity, pulled it back. Andrew Valeri, the Cards probably going to hold for this last shot of the third quarter. Looking to improve on that 16-point advantage. Under some pressure, Valeri giving it over to Filler. The Cards end up turning it over, getting a little bit sloppy. Dylan Caruso going to find his man LePou. Nearly got the layup, but he drew the contact. He'll be going to the line. That's going to be the 7th foul anyway in the second half of play. LePou will be going to that line regardless. 55-39, 16-point lead. LePou stepping to the line as a high point man for the Rebs. 15 points on the night. The senior forward missing that first free throw attempt. Stepping to the line for his second. Just under 2.5 seconds remaining in the third quarter play. Cards still hanging out to that 16-point lead. LePou drains that second one. 16 points on the night for Zach. Valeri chucks it up, nearly chucked it in. Got very close on that three-quarter court shot attempt as the final seconds remained in the third quarter play. Cardinals with the 15-point lead as we go into the fourth quarter here, 55-40. 7 fouls the second half for the Cards. For the Rebs, going to be shooting 1 and 1 with every foul going forward here. Joey Zog again looking to inbound the ball for the Cards as we start this fourth quarter play. 15-point lead for Mentor. Connor Krasanzik. Little penetration, going to swing it around to Kyle McIntosh, who's now in the game. Krasanzik going to penetrate, going to draw that foul. Reach-in foul on Willoughby South. Doug Burks, sophomore, 6'2" for the Rebs, grabbing Krasanzik on his way to the bucket. Krasanzik stepping to the line with 11 points on the night. misses that first free throw. Cardinals with Caleb Potter, Cade McClure, Connor Krasancic, Joey Zog, and Kyle McIntosh. And Michael Hours has been having a nice game here for the Cards so far, looking to check in. Just inside 10 seconds in the fourth quarter play. Cards with that 15-point lead, 16-point lead. After Connor Krasancic hits that second free throw, Michael Hours, though, is going to end up replacing Krasancic as Connor goes to the bench. Talking to his dad on the sideline as he has a seat. Full court press, Rebs break it. Doug Burks looking to take it all the way. They're going to say a traveling violation, little traveling music for the Rebs, giving the ball back over to the Mentor Cardinals, 56-40, 16-point lead, 7:46 in the game. Cade McClure finding Michael Hours. Oh, a little bit long though on the pass. The Louisville baseball recruit throwing that a little bit deep for Michael Hours, but he had him wide open. Cade McClure going to press the inbound man as they get it inbound. But Hughes struggling and found his man as they're passing it around. Hartfield to LaPoo, the high point man for the Rebs, way off on that shot. Cade McClure, the big man, pushing the ball up the court. Cards with a 16-point lead. Kyle McIntosh wide open for the three-point attempt and missed it as the Cards crashed the boards. Caleb Potter, they're going to say that's going to stay Cardinal ball as the Rebs got their hands in there. Just a quick break for Connor Krasancic because he's quickly back in the game. After a few words from his dad on the bench, Michael Hours having a seat and getting Connor back in. Caleb Potter going to pull up for that three. Going to miss it. Kyle McIntosh, though, good hands, finds Cade McClure inside for the bucket. A quick layup, 15 points on the night for Cade. Cardinals looking to trap on defense here. LaPoo for the Rebs, though, on the nice reception, putting it up, drawing the contact. 16 points on the night for LaPoo, and he's going to be going back to the line, back to the charity stripe. Krasancic's going to pick up that foul. That's 8 fouls in the second half, so Rebs are definitely in the bonus situation. Not too far away from a double bonus situation for the Rebs. LaPoo going to put it up, put it in for that first free throw. Cardinals got Connor Krasancic, Caleb Potter, Cade McClure, Joey Zog, and Kyle McIntosh in the game. The 5 on the floor for the Cards, and LaPoo calmly hits that second free throw as well as Jonathan Hughes going to the bench for the Rebs as Dylan Caruso checks back in. Joey Zog looking to inbound the ball. Rebs picking up the Cards, full court pressure. Bringing the ball up the court is Connor Krasancic. Right in the paint. Found himself open in the paint, put up the bucket. Good follow by Joey Zog. McClure tried to save it as well, but kicked it over to Dylan Caruso, pushing the ball up the court. Hartfield inside to the big man there for the Rebs. Brandon Teskey, the sophomore, 6'5", tallest guy on the court for the Rebs. Kyle McIntosh lost control of that, turned it over to the Rebs. Burks is going to pull up. He's going to be off on that jumper attempt. Krasancic looking to slam that ball down to get it off to a Rebels player, but ends up back in the hands of Braun Hartfield, who hit that three-pointer, 58-47, 11-point advantage for the Cards, and a deep outlet pass to Krasancic. Heads-up play as he knew he wasn't going to get to that ball, but ended up getting a hold of it and throwing it off of the Rebels player there as the ball went out of bounds. Going to remain Cardinals possession. A heads-up play by Krasancic. Realized he wasn't going to be able to catch up to that outlet pass. He was wide open, a little bit strong on that pass. Cade McClure, though, finds himself at the top of the key for the three-point attempt. Comes up short. The Rebs throwing it way up in the air for Teskey. Teskey going to pull it up under pressure. Oh, and Krasancic came down hard. Getting a little bit scrappy, Krasancic and LaPoo. Krasancic went down hard. They're going to call Krasancic for a foul. They're going to say a technical foul on Krasancic.
We have double technical fouls.
double technical foul between LePou and Krasanzik. Getting into it a little bit on that hard foul. Krasanzik found himself fouled out. It's right on his back. 5:48 remaining in the game. 11-point advantage for the Cards. Refs talking it over on what they're going to do here, but they said double technical fouls being assessed. So it's going to be the third foul for LePou. Krasanzik with his second foul. Nick Schoeneman looking to inbound the ball for the Rebs. Giving it over to LePou. LePou over to Teske. Teske missing on that interior shot attempt. Cade McClure ends up with the ball. Surveying the court. Caleb Potter, senior forward for the Cardinals, giving it over to Andrew Valeri. Valeri back up to Potter, over to Krasanzik. Krasanzik's going to pull up. And he's going to hit that three-point attempt, having a nice second half. It's Connor, 15 points on the night. Tied for the high-point man for the Cards. Pretty balanced scoring attack for Mentor this evening. We got McClure with 15. We got Krasanzik with 15. And Caleb Potter with 13. Hartfield hits that bucket for the Rebs. Back to an 11-point advantage for the Cardinals, 61-50. 5 minutes to play in the game. Valeri going to swing it over to Caleb Potter. Fake that three-point attempt, but he's going to take it to the bucket. It's going to be an and-one situation. Caleb Potter taking it strong to the basket, drawing the foul. 15 points on the night for Caleb. Looking to take over that high-point man lead for the Cardinals here, giving the Cardinals a 13-point advantage. Foul number 7 on the second half for the Rebs, so that's going to put the Cards in a bonus situation as well going forward. Senior forward Caleb Potter having a good overall game, showing his senior leadership. Finishing off that three-point play for the Cardinals, 64-50, 16 points on a night for Caleb. Brandon Teske gets an inbound pass. Hartfield on the move for the Rebs. Going to swing it over to Schoeneman. Cards going to swing it around. Jonathan Hughes has the ball. Looking for a pick by Teske. And he had a layup, a good follow. Number 20 by the Rebs, coming up short. Refs calling another foul here. Looks like it's going to be on Connor Krasanzik again.
Foul on the Cardinals, number 4, Connor Krasanzik, is 4th personal.
That's going to be Connor's third personal foul. Fourth personal foul in the game for the Cardinals.
Checking for the Cardinals.
Kyle McIntosh going to check in for Connor. Number 20, Jeff Nevelis at the line, the senior forward for the Rebs. Got his squad going earlier in the second half, connected on that one-handed alley-oop pass. So for the Cardinals, we got Joey Zogg, Caleb Potter, Kyle McIntosh, Andrew Valeri, and his senior Cade McClure on the floor with the 12-point advantage. Cards over the Rebs. There's McIntosh on the move. Gonna put the ball up. Valeri put up the three-pointer, came up shy. Cardinals fighting for the ball there. Jump ball situation. Going to be Cardinals possession. Joey Zogg in there fighting for it. Got knocked around a little bit, but ended up with a nice play, forcing that jump ball. Going to keep that possession going Mentor's direction. 64-52. The Cards with the 12-point lead. 4:20 remaining in the game. Joey Zogg going to inbound that pass to Cade McClure. Back to Valeri. Valeri running the point. Got the start this evening. Cade McClure, Joey Zogg. Joey Zogg under pressure by Nick Schoeneman. Swinging around to Valeri, to Caleb Potter. Senior forward looking for Cade McClure. Comes out. He's going to pull up for the deep three-pointer. And that's going to go out of bounds. Going to be South Rebel possession. 64-52. The Rebels are in a double bonus foul situation. If there's another foul, they're going to be shooting 2. Cardinals are in the bonus. Going for the deep outlet pass to Nevulis. It's going to remain Rebel basketball. 3:52 remaining in the game. 12-point advantage for the Cards. Looking to hold on to that lead. Get another victory. Put them one game under 500 on the season if they could get it. Oh, it's swatted out of bounds by Cade McClure. The Rebels thought they had easy bucket. Cade came in there with those long arms and swatted that ball out of bounds for the Cards. 64-52. Nice play on defense by Cade McClure. Jonathan Hughes will swing the ball around to Hartfield. Looking for a pick. Number 25, Doug Burks, delivers. Nick Schoeneman's going to pull up for a three-point attempt. He'd been hot with that earlier. Missed the three-pointer, but a good follow by Hartfield for the Rebs. Caleb Potter going to bring the ball up the court. 10-point advantage for Menor. Valeri found an opening going into the paint. Going to kick it out to Joey Zog. Lost control of the ball. They're going to call a jump ball, and this time it's going to be going in the Rebels' direction. 10-point lead for the Cards over the Rebs. Connor Krasanzik's going to come back into the game. Going to be checking in for Andrew Valeri. Got banged around a little bit on that last play. Cards with that full court press. Nick Schoeneman bringing the ball up the court. Going to pass it off. Coming up short on that three-point attempt was Doug Burks. Fighting for the ball, Cade McClure. Bonus situation, so Cade's going to be walking to the other end of the court for the one-on-one situation. This team's getting a little bit aggressive with each other down low. 64-54 Cards with that 10-point lead. 3 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the game. Cade McClure stepping to the line with 15 points on this evening. The senior 6'7" forward for the Cards. For the one-and-one, he's going to put it up. He's going to put in that first one, so we're staying here. He's going to have life to shoot another free throw. 65-54, Cards with the advantage. 16 points on the night for McClure. Looking to add to his total. Putting it up, putting it in. 17 points on the night for Cade, giving the Cards a 12-point lead once again. Nick Schoeneman bringing the ball up the court. Looking to see who's got open. Good defense by the Cards. Kyle McIntosh. Swinging it over to Schoeneman, wide open for that three. It's going to be just off. Caleb Potter with a nice rebound. Nice find to Joey Zog to keep the ball alive for the Cards. Over to Connor Krasanzik. 2:45 remaining in the game. The Cards with the 12-point lead. Krasanzik. Dribble penetration, looking to put it in, looking for some contact, missing that attempt. Rebels making a little bit more game in the second half, but maybe running out of time with 2.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. As soon as I say that, Jonathan Hughes drops a quick jumper for the Rebs, bringing it back to a 10-point lead. 2:19 remaining in the game. Jeff Nevelis ends up ripping Cade McClure. Who's going to pick up a technical foul potentially for swatting the ball down, showing his aggression. Upset with himself with that turnover. Ryan Falvey Jr. is pretty upset that the refs didn't call a technical foul after Cade McClure swatting that ball down. Regardless, Jeff Nevelis, the free throw stripe. The senior 6'3" forward for the Rebs. Knocks in that first free throw attempt. It's 9 points on the night for Nevelis. Getting the recipient of that alley-oop pass that had their crowd going for a while there. Early in the second half of play. 66-57, the Cards with the advantage. Cade McClure gets the rebound, 2:12 remaining in the game. McClure is going to bring the ball up the court. Dribble penetration, going to kick it out to Valeri. Connor Krasanzik going to swing it around to Cade McClure. Standing well behind that three-point line. Cards going to slow it down inside 2 minutes remaining in the game. 9-point lead for Menor. Valeri losing control of the ball, nearly a double dribble. Needs some help, calling a timeout. Good heads-up play by Valeri. Looks like he's still struggling a little bit out there on the court, but he was nice decision. Good heads-up play by him to call that timeout. 66-57, the Cards with a 9-point lead. Getting the high point man, going back and forth between a few players for the Cardinals this evening, but right now, Cade McClure would be that man with 17 points. 15 points for Connor Krasancic and 16 for Caleb Potter. Rebels hanging tough here in the second half of play, though. 10 fouls in the second half for the Mentor Cardinals and 8 for the South Rebs. Krasancic's going to be the inbound man for the Cards. Joey Zog also on the court. Andrew Valeri, Cade McClure, Caleb Potter. Minute 40 remaining in the game. Cards are hoping to hold on for the victory. Krasancic dribble penetration, kicking it out to Caleb Potter. Surveying the court, giving it over to Krasancic. Over to McClure. Rebels really stepping up their intensity on defense here. Maybe looking to slow down the game, but getting some fouls. Minute 11 remaining in the game. Cade McClure. Cardinals just looking to pass the ball around the court right now. Shoneman reaching in, going to be called for the foul. He's going to send McClure to the line for a one-on-one situation. Cards in the bonus. McClure stepping to the line. Cards had a pretty sizable advantage for a lot of the game, but then the second half of play, after that alley-oop, really swung the tide to get the Rebels a little bit of momentum and got them back in the game for a little bit. But Cards, we have to think, are going to hold on and get this victory here, the much-needed one, 67-57, a 10-point advantage with the minute 3 remaining in the game. Bring their record to 6-7 on the season, a chance to get back to 500. That next game is going to be back here at home against Garfield Heights. They just beat Garfield Heights on the road. Hopefully they'll be able to do it again at home. And after that, tough matchup versus VASJ at the Dunk for Diabetes Showcase at Walsh Jesuit in Canton. Cade McClure with the ball, swinging it around to Connor Krasancic. 40 seconds remaining in the game. Cards 68-59. And the Rebs going to get another foul here. He's going to put the Cards in a double bonus. So Connor Krasancic, the senior guard, is going to be stepping to the line for 2. Connor, of course, going to be going to Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati next season to play football. He's the quarterback of the Mentor Cardinal team that lost in the state championship this year. Probably going to be playing wide receiver, though, next year when he goes for the Bearcats of Cincinnati. So be watching for him and see how he does in college. Another Cardinal player going to a Division I football program. Also Brandon Fritz, standout wide receiver for the Cards, going to be playing in the D1 school, North Carolina, the Tar Heels. He'll be appearing a wide receiver for them next year. And of course, we know they have a quarterback, former Cardinal Mitch Trubisky. 34 seconds remaining in the game. Cards 68-59. Cade McClure. The ball going up the court to Krasancic. Another foul on the Rebs. Stopping the clock. 27.4 seconds remaining in the game. Speaking of Brandon Fritz, graduated early from Mentor High, and he's actually attending college already down at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Brandon Fritz recently one of only 1,000 high school basketball players nationwide to be nominated to take part in the 2014 McDonald's All-American Game. A lot of people familiar with this game as it's produced a lot of standout NBA players in years past. Broadcast on ESPN featured the likes of Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, and many more. 25 seconds remaining in the game. Cards with the 11-point advantage, going to get the victory, but the Rebs still hanging in there as Jonathan Hughes getting the foul, going to the line. Jonathan Hughes with 4 points on the night, looking to add to his total. Again, that McDonald's All-American game, quite a prestigious honor for Brandon Fritz, I'm sure the Cards would have loved to have had him to play basketball for the squad this season. But they're happy that he's on his way to college and looking forward to a strong college career for him. Cade McClure fighting down low with Jeff Nevelis. 20.2 seconds remaining in the game. Again, getting a little bit chippy between these two squads. Nick Schoeneman going to inbound the ball for the Rebs, so passing the ball into Nevelis. Swinging it out to Schoeneman. Swatted out of bounds by McClure for the three-point attempt by the Rebs. Setting it back in the crowd with the swat for McClure, the senior forward. It's a couple swats on the night, really setting those balls back. A couple big put-back blocks on the night. 12.5 seconds remaining in the game. Schoeneman puts it up and misses that. Brzezinski going to kick it out to Potter. Potter on the run. Going to put it in for the layup as the game clock winds down. The Cardinals find themselves with the victory. 72-59 over the visiting Willoughby South Rebels. The non-conference game between these two squads finds Mentor with the victory. You got Pete Stark, Cardinal TV. Proud to bring this game to you. The Cardinals picking up the victory, running their record to 6-7 on the season. We'll see you next time. Next game, the home game versus Garfield Heights. Have a good evening, everybody.